Well, Snetterton is our venue today for rounds 17 and 18 of this year's championship. Let's see how the main contenders fared during the first qualifying session. Well, he'll be delighted with that result, his first pole position for Volvo.
Okay, first of all, how the fuck did I put this car on pole? I have no idea how I put this Volvo, of literally all the cars in the world, how did I put this car on pole? I'm just completely baffled right now. I've got no idea how this was. Ah, damn it. I dropped my controller. Yeah, don't mind me. I accidentally dropped my controller for a second on the floor. And I immediately lose the lead, unsurprisingly, and... Was that menu just behind me? Oh, that is menu. Okay. And already dropping back, and the chaos already causing a 3-car melee up there in the grass, and immediately just like that I drop from pole position up. I basically drop from pole position all the way down to 15th, and now I'm immediately fighting my way back up through the field. And John Cleland very aggressive there with that 3 abreast manoeuvre. There was no way that manoeuvre was going to work if it's what he was attempting to achieve. But somehow, I put this car on pole position, and I wasn't even expecting myself to be that superior, but somehow, here at Snetterton, the superiority has proven itself. Nope, fuck off. That's all I can say to you. As I put the hard charging Honda on the outside also in the wall, just so he does not wreck both of us. But anyways, overall, I really don't care. But anyways, yeah. So, already working my way back up through the field. I've got 2 runners ahead of me now. And I think it is fair to say that with me now scoring the pole position here at Snetterton, I can definitely say it's a result I certainly was not expecting at this stage. But again, domination doesn't happen overnight. And it is fair to say, up to this point in the season, my domination has just literally proven basically the Renault Laguna levels of dominance that I can basically say this Volvo has officially given me. Because there is no way in hell I could have expected my car to be fast enough for pole position. But either way, I knew I was still going to wreck afterwards because, well, that's just the way Turn 1 essentially works here at Snetterton with the AI. You can basically be blinded with scoring pole position, and then immediately afterwards you can basically be sideswiped a split second later, even when it looks as though you are going to have a phenomenal start. And at the moment, I can basically say I'm having anything but a phenomenal start. As I just move that Honda out of the way so it does not give me any issues. This should also mark the end of quarter 3 in this championship, and then afterwards we've got just 3 tracks and 6 races to go after this one. And I think it is fair to say I am pretty much the shoehorn favourite to win it all, the way I see it, as I am now up into the lead once again. And it does look as though the track dominance of the player here at Snetterton is certainly going to come once again in full swing. And up to this point of the game, the Showdown Championship, after I made the switch from Audi over to Volvo, it's made this whole thing way the fuck easier than I personally thought it was going to be. Because I would have never guessed, in even my wildest dreams, how dominant I was going to be throughout this championship. But either way, I've basically had full domination of the championship from start to finish. I've certainly proven I am capable of standing out, and I also think the next time I do qualifying, I'm probably not gonna... Oh. Can I please stop spinning? It would be nice if I could stop spinning for once. But anyways, so here I am once again at the front of the field here at Snetterton. Clearly a circuit which benefits the player over the AI, and I can also guarantee these next 2 races will basically be swept by me, because that is just how dominant of a car I truly have here. And well, as for Kelvin, his car isn't... I'm sorry to say this, but Kelvin's car is nowhere near as dominant as mine is. I guess there must be a performance swing or something, but either way, Kelvin Burt is not even close to the amount of domination I've had up to this point in the season. I don't think he's even scored a top 5 finish yet. I think his best finish in the season so far has been 6th, has it? Or has it been 7th? Well, I think it's been 6th. But if he does manage to improve his results in the later stages of the season, then it'll at least show his Volvo does have some pace. It is fair to say that my Volvo S40 basically is a rocket ship at this stage, because I have such an unassailable lead now. I can probably afford 2 mulligans before needing to think about the worst possible outcomes. And even then, of course, if Menu does win the next 2 races and, well, even after this, if I fail to score in the next 2 races and Menu wins both races with pole position points, then I would say, at best, he's still going to be 20 points behind me. So Menu would basically need to win both races at Thruxton, with me not scoring any points at all, and him also securing both of the pole position points. So, am I looking at this correctly? Is Jamie Bintcliffe in the Audi actually running in last? Am I seeing this correctly? Because I'm pretty sure Bintcliffe is currently running in last. And I'm quite sure that's also no lie. I think Jamie Bintcliffe is running in last, as I now overtake Tim Harvey, well, overlap Tim Harvey. As I can see his teammate Patrick Watts just up ahead of me. I basically give him the room to unlap himself, but it won't make any difference because I will be able to relap him once we get up to the kink, or in other words, the chicane. And he's in the wall. And he spins himself. Oh, never mind, he rejoins the track. It's okay, it's fine. I thought for sure disaster was going to occur for him, but apparently it hasn't. Also, is he actually running in 10th? It'll surprise me if he is, but he might be running in 10th. Okay, I'm gonna need... Oh, fuck. I think I just fucked up his race by rejoining. I think that's literally what just happened there. He was running well, also. Oh well. Oh well, I'll just have to take care of this Nissan in front of me. Yeah. I'm really pissed off with myself now, because Patrick Watts, I think, was running in 11th, and I basically just fucked up his goddamn race. And now Menu actually retakes the lead from me. Still, Bintcliffe not running in the points. That is very uncommon. Even coming from Audi's best driver. Also, I actually lost the lead as a result of my fuck-ups. Well, anyways. I'm just gonna cut the corner and immediately put myself back out in front. And you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm actually gonna slam on the brakes whilst I go into... Okay, that also cannot work. I've still not cracked how to stop spinning in turn 1. I keep spinning in the fuckery of this whole race, and I sometimes wish I didn't keep doing this. Okay, maybe I'm using the brakes. Okay, maybe it's because I'm using the brakes less than I should be. I think that might be the reason why I keep spinning and wrecking myself. I think that's probably the main reason why I keep spinning. Has to be the reason for it. As I can now see Derek Warwick just up ahead of me. I'm going to assume Derek must be the guy who's running in 10th at the moment, because the Audi of Bintcliffe is not even running at the front of the field. Haha! I saved the car this time. I did not go for a spin. Turn 1, fuck you. Anyways, back to the race at hand. Even though my car basically looks like it just came out of a scrap heap. But whatever. The domination continues. Here at Snetterton. As I unplug my laptop from the charger. Anyways. Continuing my domination here at Snetterton, even though I am basically doing this in a car that was basically crashed by my own ineptitude and cockabout fuckery. Which is basically the reason why I fucked the rear end of this car up pretty bad. But again, I've driven wrecked cars before, and I'm also quite sure this is not going to have any hindrance on me winning the race now. I'm probably well clear of menu the way I see it. And so, I am in the middle of lap 14. I just really want to get the rest of this game over and done with. The furthest I got with the Audi was Brands Hatch, and then I basically discovered I could not get past Brands Hatch for whatever reason. But either way, fucking hell. But either way, as long as I remain consistent, then what have I got to lose? Anyways, coming up to overlap my teammate now, Kelvin Burt, who I think is running in 8th position. Because I think I've overlapped everyone up to 9th, although he probably is running in 9th, knowing him. So, clearing my teammates now, in the middle of lap 15, heading under the bridge once again, and into this very hexagonal, God, I really cannot say it. Heading into this hexagonal combination of corners, and I am in the gravel. Oh well. At least I can say my teammate is still with me. Who I think is also coming to put these guys a lap down. And just gonna spin out the Nissan. He'll probably end up in the gravel trap anyway. Pretty sure he'll rejoin the track surface, as these guys are fighting for whatever positions they can get. I'm still mad at myself for wrecking Patrick Watts when I shouldn't have done. And it now looks as though I'm coming to put Bintcliffe another lap down in the Audi, unless I'm putting Beeler a lap down. Okay, that was Beeler. As I can see Cleland right up ahead of me. And not going to interfere with these guys, just going to cut across the corner so I don't cause any mishaps. And so continues my assertive domination, since I am now officially well clear of menu. Of course, many people do technically know Volvo with its involvement in the BTCC for its boxy shaped car. I couldn't tell you which model it was, unless I actually do some studying, but Volvo was definitely known for giving us an icon in the 1994 season, for giving us the boxy shaped S40, I think it was. Even though the results weren't necessarily as iconic as the car itself, whilst it wasn't able to win any races, at times it was able to score some reasonable points. Even then, of course, if it never could quite win a race, compared to the likes of Alfa Romeo, Vauxhall, BMW, Toyota. You know, manufacturers like that who were active in the BTCC at the time. And so continues my assertive domination with this tricoloured Volvo. I'm now putting Derek Warwick a second lap down. As I am now closing in on one of the Hondas just up ahead of me. I think I've got the spin situation under control now. As I am now closing in on the Honda Accord of Tarquini, and now officially putting him now one lap down. And Bintcliffe, I think, is still running at the back of the field. I don't think he's running in the points, but if he is, then that will surprise me. Fuck! It's impossible to save one of these things. Once you get even a little bit loose, it's almost impossible to save it. But boy did I try. Boy did I fucking try. Anyways, cut in the corner again because, well, yeah. Anyways. Continuing the domination in the showdown I've established here in the Volvo, and oh fuck you, Gabrielle. Sorry. No, Gabriella. Fuck you. Well, good to know menu isn't behind me. Because if he was, then well, I would be furious. And you know what? I honestly don't approve of that. You know what? I think just because this game is expecting me to retaliate, I'm not gonna let this one stand. I'm just gonna get him back and put him in the gravel, showing of course that I will not be a pushover. Hi Jamie. As I am now putting him, I think, 2 laps down now if I'm not mistaken, but he could be 3 laps down. But anyway. Point is, Jamie is not running very well at the moment. As I now have just 2 laps to go following this one, I'm going to assume the running order of the top 3 is myself ahead of Alan Menu and Jason Plato, and then I think it's probably James Thompson in 4th, followed by Frank Beeler, who I think is probably in 5th. Although I could be wrong. But either way, it doesn't matter because, well, I'm just continuing to stay out front and happily acquiesce with the dominance I've been establishing all season long, basically. So, 2 laps to go now here at Snetterton. I'm also quite sure that not even Menu probably had this level of domination when he was leading the championship for this series, considering he was the actual champion in 1997. As I head under the bridge once again and come through these... I really cannot think about how to say it. As I come through these hexagonal corners once again, and yes, I would like to say hexagonal is a hard word to do correctly, especially when you're thinking of saying hexagonal with hexagon. And that's pretty much what it is. Anyways, heading through the left-hander now, and looking like I will officially put a majority of the field a lap down. I can see one of the runners just up ahead of me. I think that is Jason Plato, looks to be Plato. And I get some last-minute contact from Patrick Watts, which I can personally say does not really surprise me. I was expecting him to pay me back at some point. Spinning out one of the Vauxhalls, but I don't care. And already the Ford has now basically shot across the track and into the grass. But whilst all of that is happening, it is win number 13 for me and the Volvo.
The new Volvo driver is really storming this season, and another victory moves the team further up in the Constructors' Championship. Here's the final positions.
How ironic to say that, by pure coincidence, the Constructors' Championship does not exist in this game. So it was the 2 runners, the 2 Hondas, Beeler, Leslie, and my teammate who completes the top 8. And then for the rest of the running order we had Bintcliffe, eventually coming back to finish in 9th, and Derek Warwick finishes 10th once again in the Vauxhall Vectra, or in his silver Vauxhall Vectra, I should say. Anyways, on to race 2. So, it is now time for us to get through the second quali session. Race itself, probably going to be just as dominant as this one was, but I don't think this time around I'm going to put my car on pole. And the main reason I achieved that is simply because, well, the car itself had successfully managed to cut the final chicane, and that was basically what eventually put me on pole position. But anyways, one race is down, and now we can move on to the other race.